Peace and blessings, everybody. It's me, Mike, and aka Rose Special. Listen, I had to do a second take of the video because I had to fuck around and make some space on my motherfucking phone. So, getting to the meat of the matter. Now, niggas know that I be clocking the chase of reality T or whatever the case is. So, let's talk about the recent episode that transpired and how Rico Cassadine invited everybody, the whole cast, into his mama house or whatever the case is, which is good. That means he's literally opening his heart to everybody. I mean, honestly, if you bringing somebody to your mama's space like that, that means you've opened your heart. I don't care what nobody says. It don't matter who the fuck you are, how you was brought the fuck up. You bringing somebody to your mommy and daddy's space, that means you opened your heart. Okay? So, fuck around. It was all fine and dandy until, TS Lil Kendra and Dominique was started riff-raffing and fighting or whatever the case is in Rico Cassadine's mama house. Now, listen, I pray that TS Lil Kendra gets what she needs, the therapy that she needs to better her mental health, because she's been through a lot of traumas or whatever the case is, and nobody deserves that, not even my worst enemy, So fuck around. They was fighting whatever the case is. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy, because Rico Cassadine invited y'all to his mama's house to get together, to talk shit, to play some games or whatever the case is. And this is what y'all do. First of all, Rico Cassadine opened his heart to you by bringing you around his mama. Mama is everything. Even daddy's everything. Okay? Second of all, you don't know nothing about his mommy or his daddy. They might have been homophobic before Rico Cassadine came along and opened up to them or whatever. And they was more accepting of Rico Cassadine. You don't know if they accept you. And you out here making Rico Cassadine look bad. Like, it's one thing to be gay and have parents that accept you, but it's another thing to be a faggot and bring a whole bunch of faggots and bring a whole bunch of faggots that make you look bad. Bitch, bye. Now you got to think of yourself, And I'm not going to hit you with that, oh, that wouldn't be me, or he's better than me. No, it could have been anybody, including me. Bitch, bye. It's like, that was Rico Cassadine's demons to face. We all got our own demons to face. So the shit you be saying like, oh, you better than me, or that couldn't be me, or this and this and that. Okay, I get it. But my nigga, you gotta realize that that's not you. That was meant for Rico Cassadine. Just like certain things are meant for me. Just like certain things are meant for you. Okay? We're not in 5th grade. We're not in high school. You're not 21, and you're not even 25 anymore, my nigga. So all that trajectory and that wouldn't be me, or I would have done it different, bitch, bye. Miss me with that. Miss me with that bullshit for real. Because you're not in his situation. You wasn't faced with that demon. I don't care what nobody says. So fuck around. Now we're going to talk about me. Like, out of my 30 years of existence, the last 2 people that came to my mama's space, whether I went to their house or what, the last 2 people that came to my mama's space, was Erica, Justin, a couple of people, and then Israel. After, like, and this was during middle school or whatever the case is. What the niggas up the street, the niggas across the building really don't count, because they see you all your time with your mother. So the niggas up the street don't count. We're talking about school and shit like that. So fuck around. The last time I brought somebody to my mama's space or whatever the case is, or my mom linked up, the last person that came to my mama's space was Israel Diaz. And I said, no more. I'm not going to bring up anybody else to my mama's space if they're going to be an Israel Diaz Jr. And you already know the story. If you haven't catch up to it, I don't got time to explain that shit again. But I'm explaining it briefly. Aside from the bullshit, like, Israel Diaz dead ass was talking about some rumor involving another student that been circulating around the class of 2003 for over 20 fucking years, bitch. And he gaslights, and he was gaslighting the whole subject. This nigga was the lord of gaslighting until I fucked around and whistled on him and knocked him the fuck out daily when God takes over. I'm chilling right now, so God is not taking over. But bet when God takes over again, I'm gonna knock the nigga out the same way. It's so fucking real. He got on the same train card as me. His head was on the floor. I picked up and walked away. I looked dead at him. His head was on the floor. I picked up and walked away. Yeah. Okay? So, and then after Israel Diaz, my company became worse. So I couldn't bring anybody into my mama's space. You know, my sister saw the company that I was hanging with or whatever. She got mad. However, like I couldn't bring that to my mama's space. Cause fuck around, because these niggas are so grown. These niggas talk so reckless that should I not bring them to my mama's space or whatever the case is, they'll fuck around and say something crazy or whatever the case is, and I'm gonna have to knock these niggas out like I do right now. But should they not come to my mama's space, I'm gonna have to knock these niggas out in my mama's house, you know? Or I'll be like, yo, let's play in the hallway real quick, you know? So thank you, Jesus, I didn't bring none of those people to my mama's space. You know? And I'm already knocking these niggas out when God take over and whistling on them and all that. You know? So the last people that my mama chose to take into her space was my friends from middle school. And I'm in contact with a few of them still. That's how real it is. So I sort of know how Rico Cassadine be feeling when you bring somebody to your mama's space and they do some fuckboy shit, or they don't live up to the expectation. They do some fuckboy shit. And this was me back in middle school or whatever the case is. After that, like it's the same thing but very different, you know? So I know what it's like to bring the wrong people into my mama's space. Okay? Now, I do pray for TS Lil Kendra to get better mentally or whatever the case is, but we had to call a spade for a spade. There had to be some accountability taken over here. Okay? Like, it's bringing riffraff and all that bullshit to somebody's space of sanctuary or somebody's parents' house. That's not proving that you're rugged. That's just being a fuckboy. Well, you should have kept all that in the street. You should have kept all that in the street. And you know what? I've been around some families that be wild and unruly and be yelling all the motherfucking time and be, you know. But coming from somebody who grew up in a conservative family, leave that shit in the street. That's all I gotta say. Thank you.